The Create a File option in D2L is a universally accessible way to share information inside your D2L modules. Let's practice creating a file, essentially a web page, of information. Start by clicking Content on the navbar. Next, click on a module name in the table of contents on the left, such as Week 1 Getting Started, that will house the page of information. Click the drop-down on the blue button labeled New and choose Create a File. Enter a title for the file. I'll title mine Course Schedule. You could, at this point, start to type in information that you'd like to share with your students within the HTML editor box. Think of this editor as a simplified Microsoft Word editor. Notice the bold, italics, underline, and other familiar formatting options. Alternatively, you could open an existing file on your computer, such as a Word document, and then copy the contents and paste it into the D2L editor box. I'll switch over to Word and copy this example microbiology course schedule. Next, I'll go back to my D2L page and paste the text into the editor box. Click the blue Publish button once you are finished working on the file. Editing this file is easy. Click the drop-down next to the file name and click Edit HTML. You'll be right back where you were a minute ago. This time, the blue Publish button will be a blue Update button for saving. Before clicking Update though, let's run the Spell Checker and Accessibility Checker, both found at the bottom right of the D2L editor box. First, I'll click the Spell Checker, which looks like a capital letter A with a check mark. It prompts me to correct Guarantee with the correct spelling in the suggestion dropdown, so I'll choose the Replace Once button. Next, it asks if Advisor should be Advisory. I can use the Suggestions dropdown, but none of these are better in the context of the paragraph. I'll choose the Ignore Once button. Last, the spell checker suggests Micro instead of Mirco. I will accept this change and choose the Replace Once button. After that, the spell checker states no misspelled word at the top, letting us know we can click the OK button to stop spell checking. Next, I'll click the Accessibility Checker, which looks like an eyeball with a check mark. The Accessibility Checker looks for issues that could block access to students that use assistive software due to a disability. The first issue presented states this paragraph looks like a heading, because the checker sees that the text was bolded at the top of the document. We can increase the accessibility of our information by using this prompt because this text is, in fact, the title of the page and should be marked as a heading 1 or H1. See the accessibility guidance web pages at mtsu.edu/AIT for help on appropriate use of heading levels. The accessibility checker will prompt you for all bolded text it finds, but you'll only want to use the heading level drop-down and repair issue button on section titles, otherwise known as section headings. For all other bolded text, you can use the Ignore button. I'll go ahead and click the Repair Issue button since the drop-down is already set to heading 1. Next, the accessibility checker says that tables must have captions, and it highlights the applicable table in red. The caption of a table lets students using assistive technology know what the data in the table pertain to. We already have the text First Year above the table, so I'll use that for the caption and add the word Courses for some clarity. Then I'll click the Repair Issue button. Now that we have First Year as the caption, I'll delete it from the body of the page. That got us out of the accessibility checker, so I'll click the eyeball icon to continue checking. Next, it says tables must have at least one header cell. Header cells in a table are the categories of information. This table has a header row with course ID, title, and credits categories. The dropdown is already set to header row, so we can just click the Repair Issue button. We'll do the same process to the second table because it is identical in the issues that it presents. The next set of issues is a little confusing because it is still dealing with the table headers. However, the help text has changed slightly. It now states table headers must be applied to a row or a column and it wants us to select the header scope using a dropdown. It may be a D2L bug, but this process makes more sense if we exit the accessibility checker and rerun it. Now it highlights the exact table header that presents the accessibility issue. The course ID header is the category title for a column of information, so we need to click the dropdown and choose Column and then the Repair Issue button. This will be true for all of these table headers, so I'll quickly do the same for all of them. We now have a high-quality, accessible page of information in D2L. Click Update when you finish your edits. Finally, if we click the drop-down next to the title, there's a choice to delete topic. If you choose that in the future, the radio button that states remove the topic from content but keep the associated file or activity in the course is the safer choice when deleting in D2L. Assistive software does very well with handling information that has been created with D2L's Create a File choice. Remember to use the built-in checkers when creating information to share with students.